Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Out of respect for security concerns, I am doing this video as far from the jail as possible, but still to get it in the background of the shot to make the point. I know that there are people who are gathering in solidarity outside of the US Embassy, I believe today, in solidarity with the Black Lives Movement in America, fighting for justice and equality, and I fully support that. I stand in solidarity with anybody who is marching or protesting or raising their voices for justice and equality for all people. What I do not understand is why are those same voices who will go to stand up across the road from the American Embassy to express solidarity with an issue in America will ignore more egregious examples of abuse and disenfranchisement in this country. Human rights and civil liberties in Trinidad and Tobago are tested and worn down. This is an example. There are people in our jails who have been charged and not convicted and have been there for years. There may be some that have been there for decades. We won't know until an audit is done. We need a commission of inquiry into the administration of justice in Trinidad and Tobago. We cannot be raising our voices and our fists for justice in America and ignoring injustice in Trinidad and Tobago. Too many citizens are languishing in jail cells on a charge, convicted of nothing. Our conviction rate is abysmally low. That means there are a lot of innocent people that are denied their civil liberties, their human rights, their essential freedom upon which all democracy is built. And I am asking Trinidad and Tobago, where is the outcry for the lives that's supposed to matter in Trinidad and Tobago? Again, the conversation must be pivoted on the issue of Black lives, because that jail is not filled with white people on charges, it's not filled with Chinese people on charges, it's not filled with Syrian people on charges. Predominantly, overwhelmingly, Black lives are incarcerated without conviction, without access to attorneys, without access to bail. Poverty has deprived them of freedom, whereas others in other circumstances would have been able to access all the benefits of the system, and that is wrong. That is injustice. The Progressive Empowerment Party says it should be law in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, a nation that wants to be ruled by law. It should be law in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago that our justice system, our administration of justice, is governed by respect for the rights and freedoms of our people. The Progressive Empowerment Party advocates 24 hours from arrest to charge. If police officers have the grounds to arrest somebody within 24 hours, they must be able to proffer a charge that can be used to prosecute. It then becomes a prosecution issue, and the prosecution has 6 months from charge to complete their prosecution or release, because you cannot have somebody on a charge forever. That is denying them their essential rights and civil liberties. And I call on all the people who are going to gather outside the United States Embassy to find yourself to any space that is responsible for the administration of justice. I call on the opposition leader and the Prime Minister. You who control the Parliament, add your voice to this. This is an important issue. This is an important issue. The Progressive Empowerment Party says a Progressive Empowerment Party government would ensure 24 hours from arrest to charge, 6 months from charge to prosecution, and no more than 5 years for the completion of a case from from the moment the prosecution begins, the judges would have responsibility to case manage, and time and a clock will be taken. That way, you can guarantee our citizens get their rights observed. There are people who will tell you the courts have a backlog. I am telling you, under Chief Justice de Labastide, the backlog was 0. We could do it again. Why aren't we doing it? Chief Justice Ivor Archie, please put your voice to that. Please put your office to that. Why aren't we doing it? To the Director of Public Prosecutions, sir, your good office under the Constitution has the power to vacate any matter. I call on you, Mr. Director of Public Prosecutions, to call on the Commissioner of Prisons to furnish you with a list of every person incarcerated in the prison, and for what, who are in remand and who are pending trial, and any matter that is pending trial where a citizen of this republic is not charged with murder or blood crimes. Anybody who is sitting in remand yard today, charged but not convicted, that have been there longer than a year, I call on you, Mr. Gaspard, to vacate the prosecutions and give these people back their freedom. It is unfair to punish citizens for the failures of the government and the administration of justice to deliver speedy justice. And justice delayed is justice denied. If lives matter, if any lives matter in Trinidad and Tobago, the lives of the people behind the walls of the jail in remand yard must matter as well. If you cannot convict them, if you cannot prosecute them in a timely manner, release them. What is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, disguised as the administration of justice where these people are concerned, is a human rights atrocity. And we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to put our voices to that.